This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
So what's happening at the moment is the Australian selectors have put out their squad for the Australian A game against India. And as we know, we talked about cricket with Brendan Julian yesterday.
And Pat Cummins.
And Pat Cummins. Whether Cam Bancroft will be selected in the Australian team. I kiboshed him, obviously, because I thought there was a lingering effect from the sandpaper
Too
game.
much history, although it didn't seem to stop Smith and Warner getting back in.
It's so weird
anyway.
that it's pinned on him.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And
So
because he was, because the other two were established and he was up and coming, and they already had their fan bases that made the decision.
I thought it was commonly seen that across the board that they thought that he'd thrown them under the bus in the end. Correct, Nat?
Yeah. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but I think that is the perception.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Cam Bancroft. Huge fan. He's a West Australian.
So you shouldn't have laid down and taken it all.
He made all the runs.
Nathan.
He made all the runs before until on the weekend people were talking about, okay, it's going to be him, Marcus Harris, and a young guy called Sam Constas, and Sam has only played a few short games in his Sheffield Shield career. He's only 19 years of age, and he's from New South Wales. So immediately, I kind of go, well, he's going to get a free kick. He's going to get a free kick.
Bias, yeah,
for sure. But this is George Bailey, chairman of selectors, talking about Sam's opportunity to play for Australia.
He's 5 games into his first-class career, and he looks really organised and composed at the crease. It's good recognition that he's been given the opportunity to play Australia A, but I don't think it's to the detriment or sort of taking your eye off how consistent you Cam Bancroft's and Marcus Harris's has been.
Look, I'm going to read between the lines here, but I'm thinking that they may just give him this Australian A opportunity, but seemingly they think
to
that
prove himself.
He might need some more games to be able to get up to speed
Right. So
and some
that
more
is not
experience.
quite there yet.
So that, yes. And
So
I'm
now
not
it's
reading between the lines right.
Now it's a 2-horse race.
But it becomes a 2-horse race between Marcus Harris, who's been given a lot of opportunity to Nath, and he hasn't quite grasped it over the journey, or Cameron, who's been out for 2 ducks in last weekend's game in the Sheffield Shield.
Timing.
But he hasn't been given the opportunity over recent time.
And last year his form was outstanding.
I'm now thinking there could be a good chance that he'll be selected.
I hope it is, and I hope he doesn't. He's not the only person that's carrying that hangover from that whole incident, because that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If anyone else is put in that position where Australia is furious about what happened and embarrassed, why would you be the one person? And you know what? With the least experience on the team, the least name, lie down and take it. What is in that for you?
By the way, Nathan, on the incident that took place like 7 years ago, whatever the case was, there has been many teams that have had players that have gone down for the same thing.
Yes.
For the same thing, that have got 1-game suspensions. Now, the reason why Australia come down hard is because it made the paper and all the politicians
and we hold
were
them
talking
to a
about,
high standard.
It's
We go crazy here in Australia.
And we suspended people for a year. Unbelievable. And they've been kicked to the curb.
Yeah.
Do you think, ever since that happened, do you think David Warner, Steve Smith and Cam Bancroft, do you think they'd have a really hard time in Bunnings because people would yell out, there's the sandpaper aisle?
100%.
They wouldn't go, would they?
Yeah. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that.
Imagine not being able to go to Bunnings because people are going to yell out, go to aisle 7, sandpaper, mate.
Every single time.
And that would happen.
Time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The AFL trade period continues 2 days less. So I get a call from my brother yesterday. He was irate. So nothing's happened in the previous 8 days.
This always happens, though. There's a couple of the gimmies are done on day one, and then everybody's just jockeying for position until the last half hour.
Are we now into the Groupons section? Like it's where people are like, if I use this voucher, I get 20% off that. And
well, we're in the section where that because everybody's at the table, right, and no one wants to show what cards they exactly got, but everyone wants the best deal because you've got to walk out like you're a winner.
Okay.
Despite everything that happens, you've got to be coming out like a winner. So no one's willing to actually give. Is the right word. And so the West Coast Eagles, they lost out with Hawthorn just a couple of days ago. That was well talked about. But in the end, and there's been a lot of talk, in the end, Tom Barras will get to Hawthorn. Yep. They'll come up with some kind of a deals and it'll involve a whole heap of Groupons, Nathan, as you're saying, and, whatever happens. And Liam Baker is more than likely, still to get to the West Coast Eagles from the Richmond Football Club.
But it's tough. There's a tougher road because Hawthorn traded away their pick with Carlton.
That's right. So therefore, you've got to have more days up your sleeves to be able to really negotiate and come up with other teams getting involved and other picks to be able to, come up with the Tetris.
The scenario, right? So say, Tom, of course, will get taken, but say there was a world where he didn't, what happens then?
He plays for the West Coast Eagles next season.
That's just it.
It's happened before.
For years
Tim Kelly wanted to leave Geelong and they couldn't get the trade done, so he played another season before he came to West Coast.
Yeah, and the other one that we're talking about, we've talked about Bailey Smith as well, last week and stuff. And on the news last night, they said if Bailey Smith can't come to terms, the Bulldogs can't come to terms with the Geelong Football Club, then Bailey Smith will go into the pre-season draft. Well, the Bulldogs aren't dumb enough to go accept that, because if he goes in the pre-season draft and he gets picked up by another club, the Bulldogs get nothing. So they can get something for him. It's going to be done.
If you were in the shops and you saw someone put that down, you grab that straight away and put it in your trolley straight away. And like that, that would be the best if the Dockers got someone like him, because then you have someone to battle Harvey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Harley,
Even though Harley's got really good at football, his extreme hotness.
Yes.
Bailey Smith.
No, I totally agree with you, Nath.
That would
make him get a haircut. Be great.
Yeah, so I do
That'll be the back and the front page of the paper covered every day.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, that would be every single day.
Every day.
Yeah, I do expect those deals to be done, and it might just take time, but the West Coast Eagles will get what they want.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Another World Cup qualifying opportunity for Australia tonight. They play Japan. If they were to get a result here, like a draw, but more so a win, which they haven't done in 15 years against Japan, that would almost lock them in for a World Cup position going forward in a couple of years' time. Tony Popovich took over as the coach only about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yep. They got rid of Graham Arnold. Graham Arnold stepped down, but his time was up because we'd muffed a couple of opportunities just recently. The one against Indonesia, come on, mate. Honestly, Indonesia, fair dinkum. And then I've over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of players come into the system, but the same results keep coming up, which is barely able to score, no attacking moves. I'm not sure about the setup. Not that I know a hell of a lot about, the structure itself, but I do know that there's no outcome at the end of it. There's not enough players
we don't have a
system.
superstar striker like we've had in the past.
No, we don't at all.
That's part of the problem.
We don't at all. But Tony Popovich is a coach. Whenever he's coached, Perth Glory, play Melbourne, the Wanderers, which he coaches as well, they're always a hard bunch of guys. Like, he plays that real hard brand. Okay. Maybe like a Ross Lyon type, if you like.
Yeah.
You know that it's going to be some kind of outcome. And if the players have bought in and if they are proud of wearing the Australian coat of arms when they play and they really buy into the system, then hopefully we'll get there. I think we'll do all right against Japan tonight.
In the world of football here in in Australia, soccer, what is to play professionally here for Glory or whatever?
Money-wise?
The pay, because that's obviously why. Because as soon as you're any good,
I mean, the marquee players,
they flog you and take you
team's
overseas.
got a couple,
Yeah, I think you're able to get about 400 grand or something along those lines.
For the marquee players, so that'll be how many of them?
You might get more from international.
Two.
You might get more for an international player. But here's the issue, right? So if you are wanting to be good at soccer, you're not ever looking to play for the Perth Glory.
Never, because you want to go straight over there. You don't look at the levels, you go to the top.
No, so,
it's kind of where you go once you've missed that. If you don't make it over there, you come back and play here, Would that be fair?
Yep, absolutely. Now, our domestic league hasn't really taken off.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the Perth Glory become poor in the last few years. There
was a while there when soccer wasn't called soccer. Oh, sorry, when football wasn't called soccer. Remember when we all didn't know that it was called football and it was still soccer? That was the days of the Glory where everything was purple. Like the whole street.
Well, the NSL,
were purple. It was insane. It was like akin to Wildcats fans.
Yeah, they sold out Subiaco's over when they made the finals. Like,
crazy.
It was extraordinry.
Oh, no doubt they did that this year. We'd still all go. Because anybody jumps on the bandwagon big time. But they've got a lot of work to do, Perth Glory, because they've got no money. So they've got a really young team.
New owners? New owners.
Oh, they came in last year and they didn't spend any money. So they're not spending any money until they're able to get in a position where they kind of half build. Maybe they'll sell a few players, get some coin, and then they'll go for it. Maybe
somebody
in a year
ring
time.
Ryan Reynolds, please. Get him on board. That's what we need.
You do need one of our local Richies to take over and just plough
we need Ryan Reynolds. What about if we could convince Hugh Jackman to do it? Because, they have that rivalry. And Hugh obviously went to Whopper here, so he's got Perth connections.
I like it. Yeah, but we do need a celebrity to come and get this in, because as we know, if celebrity touches it, you shoot to success.
Yeah, most definitely.
Where are they now, Wrexham? Are they third from the top tier now, or in the second? Second from the top tier now. From below
Premier League, not the national comp, and then the next one they're in.
And they were two leagues under that before.
Yeah, they were in a non-league. They were in
the non-league where you don't get paid like $12 a week.
Yep.
Unbelievable, that stuff.
It's a great story. Good luck to the Socceroos tonight. Hopefully they do particularly well.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.